What is up, Misfits and Moonbasers? It's your boy Ray Recall coming at you again with another video review, and today we're going to be looking at something a little bit special. I say that pretty much every video, so it's kind of lost its charm now, but whatever, I don't care anymore. So, today we're going to be looking at a little bit of an exclusive. So, this is going to be a review for the Transformers Generations War for Cybertron trilogy, Earthrise, I guess, Legend class still? I don't know. Anyway, it's a 2-pack exclusive of Pounce and Wingspan. So, yeah. That's pretty much what we're looking at. So, a little bit of a backstory with these characters. So, in Transformers Generations, the Power of the Primes, I believe it was. If I'm not mistaken. No, Titans Return. Titans Return. Wingspan and Pounce were available two ways. One, you got the 2-pack, which was a Takara exclusive, and some people just didn't have the money to pay for Japanese export. So, if you were in America, there was another option. You could get these separately in their own exclusive multi-packs. Wingspan was available with, these are the Decepticon twins, they were Autobot twins. Wingspan was available with the Autobot twin, whose name I can't be bothered to remember, that turned into a jet, as a Walgreens exclusive 2-pack. And Pounce was available in a 5-figure multi-pack that included a Leader class, Voyager class, Deluxe class, Legends class, and a Titan Master. So, instead of paying high dollar for the Japanese release, you could pay even higher dollar trying to find the exclusive American releases. And just to show you how well that went for people, I actually have the Walgreens version of Wingspan, and I'll do a little comparison of these two in a little bit later on. But yeah, got Wingspan pretty quickly. I'll just try to work with the light that I've got here a little bit. Got Wingspan pretty quick, and never got Pounce. So that should tell you about how good the availability was on these guys. So, anyway, so what had happened was these two figures were basically up for a re-release in the Transformers Earthrise. Same exact figures, except with a slightly different paint job, and as I said before, we'll review exactly how the paint job is different. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right on into the figures in front of us now. So, basically, Wingspan and Pounce were debuted in the G1 series as just kind of like two characters that showed up near the beginning of Transformers Rebirth. It was a 3-episode mini-series kind of thing that was going to introduce, you know, the headmasters and all these extra new characters that ended up not ever being really truly realized because Hasbro never went ahead and continued on with it. They were all ended up being from the Japanese Headmaster cartoon. They showed up a lot more prevalently there. But Wingspan and Pounce, and by extension the Autobot twins, were kind of like a little concept. You know how like the Durocons were one robot that turned into 2 vehicles? Well, the twins were basically a concept of taking this exact same robot mode and having them turn into completely different alt modes. So for the Autobot twins, they looked exactly the same in robot mode, but one turned into a jet, the other one turned into a race car. And then with Wingspan and Pounce, I'm pretty sure you can figure out where I'm going with this. One turns into a bird, one turns into a cat. So, Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right down into them. Now, the articulation and some of the engineering even is exactly the same on both of these figures. So they do have a single rotation at the neck. It's on a little rotation joint. Ball jointed shoulders that have a little bit of butterfly action, but that's more due to the transformation. And you can see that here. Ball jointed shoulders with full range of motion, including a cut at the top for a full extension. Ball joint at the elbow gives them a little bit over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. Legs can go forward that far. If you move their butt flaps out of the way, they can go back that far just due to the cut. Full in and out ball joints right here. They do have a thigh rotation. Pretty deep knee bend. I think Pounce's has quite a bit deeper. And then nothing at the ankle, but they do have sculpted in ankle tilts, so they are able to stand pretty well. And just to give you guys a quick size comparison, here they are next to Earthrise Deluxe Class Cliff Jumper. Yeah, Cliff Jumper is a tiny guy. Deluxe Class. So yeah, that pretty much does it for this mode, or for their robot modes. Practically identical, even almost exactly the same amount of kibble on the back, and you can clearly tell which one is which from the back kibble, but looking from the front, it's kind of hard to tell unless you look at their little Power Ranger Zord badges kind of looking thing. But anyway, let's go ahead and get these guys transformed. So these are simple Legend class figures, so the transformation isn't exactly extensive, and you'll see that there's even some engineering or reuse of parts across these two. So okay, first you're going to take the head, rotate it completely around, take the arms, rotate inward, take the bird legs, pop them out. This one's Pounce, or this one's Wingspan, obviously. The transformations are a little bit different, but go ahead and bring the shoulders in, flip the bird head out, and then you're going to want to come to the legs and split this part right here. Hold on to the hip, rotate, bend the knee, and then this tab will go into a little notch right in there. It's kind of hard to see, but you'll know whenever it's in there. And then take this panel and flip it out. That forms the wing. Same thing on the other side. And there you have Wingspan in his beast mode. Which is pretty cool. And as the name suggests, that is quite the wingspan. So, put them off to the side. Now, Pounce is a little bit different. You do start the same way by rotating the head around 180. And then you want to take the arms and fold them inward, like so. You can rotate these in if you would like. Come to these panels and open them up. They form the front legs of the cat mode. Come to the back and just rotate that thigh swivel 180 degrees. Take the heel spur and flip that out while also rotating down at the knee. That forms the back leg. The same thing on the other side. Come to this part of this butt flap and extend the tail, and then finally drop the head down. And there you have Pounce in his beast mode. And, yeah, it's a little kitty cat. Panther, cougar, something or other, I don't know. The exact names of these alt, or what the exact nature of these alt modes is never actually fully disclosed, I don't think, but you know, avian, feline, there you go. So, now, in this mode, there is not really much you can do. They do have very limited posability, like for Wingspan, you can kind of fold in the feet a little bit. The wings don't really do much flapping. They're just more like static figures. You can do a little bit of messing around with some of the joints on Pounce, but really, they just kind of sit there, is what they do best. Now, however, I will say that because they came out in Titan's Return, they do have a little bit of compatibility with Titan Masters. So this one is, what was it? Shuffler's Titan Master, but any Titan Master will work. So you just get them in robot mode, get them into a little seating position, and the little tab that they have right here on the back of the legs will go into a corresponding slot on the Beast mode. So you can actually have Titan Masters riding on Wingspan and Pounce. And so that's a little gimmick that was carried over because the molds are literally exactly the same from Titan's Return as they are in Earthrise. So it's a nice little touch, you know. There are some Titan Masters in Earthrise, you know. Ape Face was in Siege, and Snapdragon was in Earthrise, and I actually do happen to have both figures, so I'll try to do a review of those pretty soon. So, yeah, it's a little cool cross compatibility thing, so that is pretty neat. Now, I can't really speak about Pounce. I do know that Wingspan and Pounce in this mold have a lot of the very same coloration. Now, the thing about Wingspan and Pounce is that in Earthrise, the colorations are quite different than they were in the original Siege toy. And I can't speak for the Takara release either, because I don't have those in hand, and I haven't actually done very much research into the color differences between the Earthrise figures and Takara. However, one thing I can show you is the color differences between Earthrise and Titan's Return. So, the biggest notable difference in Beast mode, at least, is that while Earthrise had this very lilac color, Titan's Return had very pink coloration for their extremities, and it's the same between both. So for the Earthrise ones, they had the very lilac color scheme. For Titan's Return, it was very pink. Also, you can probably see here, there's a lot more molded in detail that was actually picked out with paint, whereas this is just almost unnoticeable. There, you can see the molded detail right there, but head on, it's not really picked out in any kind of paint whatsoever. And then there's also some other elements too, so let me just get both of these guys into robot mode real quick. There we go. And as you can see, there are some very subtle but very obvious differences. Like, for example, again, you can tell where that pinkish lilac color difference was, especially the painted out details on the front of the leg. The thigh pieces were molded in differently. There's a little bit more extra white paint on the Titan's Return version as opposed to the completely solid colored, or unpainted, I should say, waist section on the Earthrise. The faces are different. This one's just unpainted white plastic. This one is actually picked out in silver. And then the badge, this is a very muted color, whereas this is very bright yellow. They're still the exact same symbol, but one of them is just much more vibrant. So, and I'm assuming that the differences are, at least the color scheme for the Titan's Return Pounce would have carried over as well, because the Titan's Return, or I should say the Earthrise Pounce, let me just get them transformed up. Doesn't take more than half a second or so to get them transformed. But the Earthrise Pounce shares the exact same color scheme as Earthrise Wingspan. So I would assume that Titans Return Pounce would share the same color scheme as Titans Return Wingspan. So, but anyway, there's that. Now, these guys happen to be a Target exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. I know that's where I picked up these guys myself. They are a little bit expensive for basically 2 Legends class figures, or I guess they're the deluxe class. Especially considering how they don't have any weapons whatsoever. What you see here is literally what you get. No accessories. You do get a bit of the star map or whatever spiel that Earthrise is doing, but there's no actual combat accessories or any blasters or any weapons like that. So what you see is what you get. In my personal opinion, I've wanted Pounce ever since I picked up Wingspan, because you can't have one without the other. In fact, this guy right here, I'm actually going to be, I'm not sure, I'm thinking about either selling him or giving him away. Put down in the comments whether or not you think I should sell him or try to give him away, but I'm definitely sticking with the actual pair, you know, the full set. Because one without the other, in my opinion, you know, not really worth the time. So, anyway, I think I've rambled on for long enough. So, this has been the review for the Earthrise 2-pack of Wingspan and Pounce. My name is Ray Recall. Y'all have been awesome. Thank you so much for putting up with the little hiatus. Things have been a little bit hectic. And also, apologies for the Devastator Combiner review. For some reason, whenever I recorded it, it split it into 2 videos, and I cannot figure out how to put them together to upload into one video. So they're going to be uploaded, at least as of the time of this recording, they're going to be uploaded as 2 separate videos. So I apologize for that. Maybe I'll go back and try to refilm it later. So, but anyway, thank you so much for watching. I've been Ray Recall. Y'all have been awesome. And I will see y'all in the next review, which I'm actually going to record right after this. So I will see you very shortly. Peace.